Ladies and gentlemen, live, Facebook Live, once again on this marvelous Thursday, also known as the beginning of the NFL season. But way more important than that, today we have Nikki Bernsein from the Scottsdale AZ office, fondly known and also marketedly, if that's a word, known as Nikki B. Always in the top echelon of the top 10 in that office. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And the studio audience goes crazy. I'm sure you heard that.
Wait, was that a football sound?
Kinda. It was a horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't follow football, so maybe
We had
they
horns,
make
but before that we had applause. So,
Oh,
well,
okay, good.
so now listen, everybody in AZ pretty much knows who you are, but not California, not Nevada. So tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff. Please.
Okay. Well, I'm Nikki Bernstein, affectionately known as Nikki B, as Rick mentioned. I was born in California and raised in Arizona and have a boatload of family in Las Vegas. So I'm a tri-state kind of a gal myself. So just like Mark and the network, which is kind of interesting. Anyhow, I grew up in Arizona in real estate. My father is a real estate developer. He still is to this day. And after college, I got my real estate license and failed epically and ended up going on a journey moving to Los Angeles and then to New York and finding my way back home in 2004 to work with my dad as a property manager and sales and leasing and even a construction manager. So I worked with him from 2004 to 2000 and late 15. So I worked with him for a really long time. And during that time, I got married. And what else did I do? Oh, goodness. I got married. I had children. I got my MBA. I got my broker's license. So it was a very long journey during that time. And in 2015, I made a switch to residential real estate and have loved it ever since. I've been with Berkshire since 2017, and that journey has been nothing short of wonderful.
Nice. Love
That's it.
All those different things that you've done, it just helps you in doing your business now, right?
Oh, most definitely. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
it's awesome. Awesome stuff. Yeah. I love the story. I didn't realize your father was a real estate developer. That's cool. That's something I've
Oh,
learned.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we build airplane hangars and warehouse space.
Nice. Nice. And now on to residential. A lot simpler, quicker closings, but it's a little bit more emotional, definitely, as you have probably figured out.
Well, it's a faster turn for sure. And it has heart, which was what was missing for me in commercial real estate. So
nice way to put it. I love it. So tell us a little about that. I mean, I know pretty much what you do as far as transactionally, but give them an idea of what you do and how much you do and how you run your business, because obviously you're very successful at doing it.
Well, the way I run my business is really the exact opposite of transactionally. So it's a very emotional and it's a relationship-based business for me. And for me, it was defining exactly who I wanted to be when I first started and what I wanted my business to look like. There are many different models that a lot of people find great success in. And for me, it's really about connecting with my clients and my friends who need real estate and want somebody to really be their advocate. So for me, the whole driver about my business is about advocating for my clients.
And I would.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to tell you a little quick story. There was a time in America before I moved back from New York when I was taking the LSAT. And the reason why I was taking the LSAT, which I never even bothered taking it, was because I wanted to be an advocate for people. So this is a great fit for me. It has some psychology, which was my major in college, and personal development or child development. That was my major. And then I wanted to be an advocate. This puts it all together. So I get to be a businesswoman, an advocate, and a big psychologist. Woo!
Yeah,
as we all know.
That psychology major has to help a lot because dealing with people all the time. And I'm sure that a lot of your repeat and referral business comes because of the way you are and your relationship with people and how you treat them and delivering, I would say, over delivering to them.
Well, it's just about connecting with them about what's important to them. So it really is a case of the Cinderellas for me. And I always put on their shoes. And when we're in a home looking at homes or when they're selling their home, it's always about keeping their goals in mind. My job is very simply defined. And Rick, you had the opportunity to meet my dad. And one of the things, there are a lot of Fred Himovitzisms in my life. John, my business partner, and I use a lot of Fred Himovitzisms, a lot. And one of the things is that, our job is to close. And as long as we keep that focus in mind, that's always the end game. And so I always keep that in mind, that it's my job and the other agent's job to come together and make sure that both of our clients are happy with what happens. But before we get to the end, it's always about being sure that my clients are meeting their goals and being very clear about what they are. And if for me, only for me, or only for people who treat their transactions or treat their clients as relationships as opposed to transactions, looking at what the client's goals are and really getting somewhat intimate with them and understanding who they are and what they're about is really the most important thing. And you always end up at the finish line.
Absolutely. I love it.
Speaking
And
of football, let me tell you a football analogy really quickly.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because I have really close to zero. Who was the coach of the winning San Francisco 49ers, the Jerry Rice 49ers?
Walsh.
Yes. So read his book, The Score Takes Care of Itself. And really that is the best mantra that I utilize, is that if I get busy doing my job, the deal closes. It's right. That simple. If I keep doing exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely
so
right.
I follow a football thing, even though I really don't
care. There's another great coach from New England who says that too. He says, "Do your job." So that's a Bill Belichick-ism as well.
Oh.
It's very common, and because football is such a great analogy because it's an 11 people on the field. It's the most team sport. Okay, at least in this country, where you can't just have one or two good players. You got to have a bunch of really good players, and they have to be orchestrated well in coaching. So it's the best team sport out there, and it happens to start tonight at 5:20 or to 8:20, depending on what part of the country. Yes,
very exciting.
Are you ready for some football? That type of thing is starting very shortly.
Who's playing? Kansas City and
Texans.
Oh, okay. So we're cheering for Kansas City because I got a lot of Kansas City folks. Go Chiefs. There you go.
Go Chiefs. All right, good. All right. So anyway, and you know what? Here's the great thing too is I don't want to jinx us, but people don't know this, but Nikki's also homeschooling right now as we speak. And her husband is upstairs. He's a teacher doing a class live. Okay. And then she's got two monsters, otherwise known as Labradors, that could come in at any time as well.
So it turns out that the kids are amongst my biggest fans. So I think that they're in the playroom, not doing school right now and maybe watching. And the dogs are crated. So they're usually quiet when they're in their crate. And then my husband must be on a break because I don't hear the dance of the elephants upstairs. So it's good. We're good. I think we're safe for now. The coast is clear.
Interesting times right now, right?
Interesting. Oh, I just got to laugh because I think that we are on a 6-second delay, like Real TV. And so
and they just heard it. I figured I'd throw that in. Yes. Emmy and Zachy. Yes, Emmy and Zachy. I give you a shout out. Emmy and Zachy. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Forthcoming.
The good news is, with all this craziness going on, in the last few months, I think we've almost turned the corner. I think things are getting better. But let's face it, it hasn't affected your business much this year, has it?
Well, it has in an extraordinarily positive way, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. When the shutdown happened on or about March 15th, 16th, Panic definitely
ensued.
ensued. I don't know if ensued is the right word for me, but it took me from head to toe thinking that our business was certainly going to take a hit. And we were very fortunate. We had put a couple of homes for sale right at the beginning, and we got offers and we closed on them. And then there was a little bit of a quiet, a little bit of a doldrums. And what I did, as many other successful agents did, was I just buckled down and started making sure that I was connecting and doing all of the things that we ordinarily do, but from home. For me, my business is always at the office. I know every realtor does it differently, but for me, being in an office environment and showing up for work every day and dressing for work every day always makes it that much more easy for me. I just show up to work. A lot of people get into this business thinking, oh, I can work from home in my jammies, which, by the way, I've become an expert at that. But
yes,
I have. But I really do feel more in tune when I'm at the office and I'm super focused. So what I've done is I took my practice and I brought it home. Is it more frenetic than it was before? Yes. There are a lot more players involved. And instead of my colleagues knocking on my door and talking something about real estate, we're talking about, basic algebra or whether a dog has an accident in the house. It's really awesome.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing that, I think you're ahead of last year's pace right now, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm tracking better. Yes.
Which is crazy. I mean, even with this going on, the market is still kicking along. I think it's going to get even better. And we have another crazy thing going on called an election year happening in November, which usually has a little to do with the market, but it's like nobody's even talking about it that much. So that's kind of good at the same time. And then we have all this movement that's probably going to happen after people are less afraid to do something because of the pandemic, especially where you are in Scottsdale area.
We are tracking for an exponentially great year. I mean, there is no question. All of Scottsdale is doing really well. And what's interesting, and I want to point back to you and all of the training that we do, is that not all deals are easy. Not all deals are easy, and a lot of them take a great deal of finesse. And that's really where a lot of the training comes in, and also the accessibility. I mean, that's the most important. When I have a question that's outside of my expertise, I have my manager, I have Charlie, I have you, even Mark.
I was going to say, yeah.
Even Mark. So, I can go all the way to the top if there is an issue that is greater than my capability. But keeping deals together, once again, Fred Himovitz, thanks, Dad. It's all about keeping the deal together and how to work through it. If every deal were just transactional, we would very much so just be on an open door platform or on whatever those, shop and buy online and, 3 clicks and you have a house. Well, best of luck to you with 3 clicks and you have a house. Just this week, I closed on a house where the sellers were going to use one of those open door or iBuyers, open door. But they were going to use the iBuyer, and we had this full conversation, and we ended up netting them $40,000 more than what they would have otherwise with one of the iBuyers. So it really is about finesse.
Right. It's awesome. Yeah. I was just thinking too, it's having a company with about 3,500 agents. It's amazing how Mark is available to all of you guys. Gordon, the president, is now moved to your area. He's in the office all the time. And you and I talk all the time. Plus, you have a tremendous manager in Michelle there, too. So
yes.
It's great.
And hang on one second.
It's the A-team.
My eyes are trying to be averted by my stage hand.
Oh, there we go. I knew it.
I got a double thumbs up from Zachy in the background.
All right.
He's waving hello. So
the Zach attack. All right, good. Love it.
The Zach attack. That's right.
Last time we did this, you had Emily in the back seat, and you had just dropped Zach off. So perfect.
Yes. So here.
All right, cool. So all right. Obviously, you have energy, enthusiasm. It's very obvious why people love working with you. Okay, you're fun to be around. But
Because I'm
okay, so
hilarious.
you are, and don't forget hilarious, folks. Okay, I forgot to mention that. Woo! And all right, so I'm a new agent, or I'm an agent that wants to take it to the next level. What would be the three? And don't be afraid to elaborate on each one, please. Three most important pieces of advice you'd tell them.
Number one most important, and it's something I struggle with still today, your CRM. If you don't have management of your CRM, you really have nothing. And it is such a valuable tool to be able to contact people and segment people and reach out to different groups. For example, I'll just give you a quick example. I have a client appreciation event every February. You were there, Rick, this February. Who knows? We'll figure something else out if we're not
It was
allowed to
awesome,
do
by the
that.
way.
Excuse me. So every February, but it's really easy for me. I have a client base of almost 1,000 people, and it's very easy for me to manage and funnel them down with all of my past clients because they're all marked as past clients. So everyone gets an invitation to that event, and hopefully everyone shows up. Not
Now,
everyone shows up, but a
just
lot
to
do.
interrupt for a second, I went to that event and it was incredibly good. It was great to see the relationship you have. That's where I actually met your mother and father and your husband for the first time. And your father, I
Yes.
mean, I had a great conversation with your father. He's hilarious. But no, but it was great to see you have the event. How many people showed up? They were having a great time. The relationship you have with them, and I think that's an important event to have.
Well, and it's really important to make your clients feel important. And what I do, I utilize Capital Grill. And the reason why I chose Capital Grill is because it was a little bit more expensive, sure, but I want my clients to feel valued. And, on a case by case basis, or onesie twosie, it's all okay, because ultimately, if I get one transaction, if one person comes across and says, "Oh, I know somebody," and they weren't thinking of me, it's a constant reminder that I care about them and I want to give them something of value year over year. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and it relates back to client relationship management, which is always stay in touch with your clients. I mean, it's always about just a quick phone call, or know when their birthday is, or just be sure. For me, it's all about making people feel special and not forgetting that they know what you do for a living. And it's very easy to have them know what you do for a living if you just pepper your social media. Please have a cup of coffee with me. There it is. And so on most Mondays, not every Monday, but on most Mondays, I have Monday. Thanks, Rick. That was actually cute by Rick. He said, "Bring in the cup." On most Mondays, I
That was
have
great.
a little piece called Monday Morning Coffee. We talk for about 2 minutes. We being me and you, the audience. We talk for 2 minutes about something about real estate, either what it looks like to be a buyer or a seller, or what it looks like to work with me. And it's a little small, intimate conversation where you get now it used to be in my office, but now you get a peek into my real life kitchen. It is not a background like Rick has.
No, I'm really in my living room. That's my living room.
Is
Not.
that right? Anyway, so you get a sneak peek into my kitchen, and every once in a while my kids come in, and it's an intimacy, because the thing about real estate that makes it so different, the thing about residential real estate that makes it so different, is if you are working with anyone but an investor, it is so personal. And there's this very weird and unspoken line that you are being let into other people's lives and into their heart. You also should show, at least in my perspective, you should show some of your heart as well. And so having people know my kids, or see my kids grow up, or be in my kitchen where, I actually drink my coffee every day, is just this little stroke of intimacy. I've been in their new kitchen, or I'm in their kitchen that I'm selling. Welcome to my kitchen as well. So it's really about, in part, sharing life, but then also being extraordinarily on point. Fourth point, because you asked for 4 points, I just know it.
Yes, you did. No, you're
You
giving
did.
this is the bonus point.
The bonus point. And actually, one of my favorite things. So John would tell you 100%, one of my favorite things is the analytics. If there is one thing I love, it is math. And really knowing and being able to analyze and coach your clients, we utilize an expression in our group called love money. So we'll run the analysis and we'll tell a client exactly what a property is worth. But in this market, because it's so competitive and because people are outbidding each other, we can look at the analytics, but we know that homes are going to go above purchase or above list price, or they're going to go, somewhere above what market rate is. What is that love money? And really, that's the amount of money that it's worth it to you. If you're going to buy yourself a boat or a pair of diamond earrings or a new fancy watch, this is the same as that. It's just stuff you love. And if you love the house, it has a value, and only you can decide what that is. I can't coach to anything beyond what the analysis says. I can tell somebody what the psychology would say. Oh, the seller's in love with this next 100,000. Like, let's just say, for example, excuse me one second.
No problem.
Pardon me for that. Pardon me. Let's just say, for example, we have a house listed at 750 and the value of the house is only 725. Well, no, erase that. Stop, rewind. Let's say a house is listed for 725 and the value is only 675. I can tell you with confidence that a seller's psyche is saying, I better see a 7 in front of that number or else it's curtains. So it's all about really, once again, not only being in my client's shoes, but being in the other side's shoes and how we're going to manage that. Right. And really trying on all the shoes and all the dresses.
I love it. I love it. I love, and what you're talking about there is emotional attachments, which people definitely have. I mean, Paul, I'm not sure we could use love money in Vegas. We might get in trouble here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's not a good expression in Las Vegas.
I'm only kidding.
In Arizona, it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In Arizona, in Scottsdale, it's perfect. I'm only joking. But no, I agree. Emotional attachment, it has value. And let's face it, in today's market, if you're coming from California or Washington or wherever you're coming from to buy in Scottsdale, you go, oh my God, these prices are amazing, right? But it's not going to last like that forever because, pretty soon, if not already, Phoenix is the number 4 largest city in the country, only getting better. And Scottsdale is like, I love Scottsdale. I live in Vegas and I love it here, but Scottsdale is a very, very nice area of the country. All right, Nikki B, any final thoughts you want to leave this lovely audience that we have here today?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Quite honored. And final thoughts is just keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not connecting with your friends, family, all of those things, just connect. I mean, especially in a time like COVID, this is the best opportunity. I mean, depending upon what your, attitude is towards, connecting and being face to face, it's so easy to pick up the phone and just see how people are and check in on them. So my vote is connect, 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 connect. Isn't that what you always coach me to anyway?
Yes. I like to say, talk to people. Every time I talk to a person I go, tell me why you got in the business. I love people and I love houses. I always go, good. Talk to more of them. Go see more houses.
There you go.
Exactly right, Nikki B. You got it down. Thank you very much for taking out a half an hour of your time this morning. This was awesome. I'm sure everybody will love it. And remember, folks, we start back again next Tuesday. Nikki, thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate it. Oh, let's get the kids in. Bring them both in. Come on over. Okay, there's Zachy. Where's Emmy?
But that was Zachy.
That was Zachy.
He was sneaking around. I saw him sneaking. I didn't know what he was going to do, but live.
I love it.
Oh,
all right, you're the best.
Here they come. They're coming for goodbye.
All right, they're both coming. Okay, let's see. Go, Nikki. I love it. Look at them. Your own cheering section. Come on, Emmy. You can peek around. There she is. Hey.
It's a family affair.
Working from home, homeschooling, and the husband upstairs also, doing his classes from home. Awesome stuff, Nikki. All right, Zachy. All right, Emmy. Thank you. See you soon, guys. Woo!
Bye, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.